Good morning and welcome to my channel and learning how to make liquid laundry soap. The difference between liquid laundry soap and liquid detergent is that back in the Second World War, when there was a shortage of oils, companies came up with recipes and ways of making products synthetically, and they came up with laundry detergent. So prior to that, everybody was using laundry soaps. And the difference in cleaning, they both clean, they're both surfactants, they both clean really well. You will find with using a liquid laundry soap that sometimes your whites will be a little bit gray, especially if you have hard water or chemical, or things like iron or calcium in your water. The best way of making your whites white, I've found, is in the summertime, taking the time to hang them outside and letting the sun bleach them. So the things that you're going to need are a crock pot, a good thermometer. This one's a digital one. For soap making, for liquid soap, you use potassium hydroxide. For bar soap, you're going to be using sodium hydroxide. You need distilled water. You need a container to put your soap in after, and this is how much this recipe makes. Any stirring implements or anything you use for making soap, because of the lye and its aggressiveness, you want to make sure that you use stainless steel or things like the silicone. You want to make sure you're protecting yourself with gloves. I also wear long sleeves just in case there's any splatters, and goggles or eye protection. And you're going to need a good scale so that you can measure everything out. And this recipe I'll give you, and it'll be in the description box, will be in grams. So enjoy your time watching this soap video, and hopefully you get the chance to make soap. It's a lot of fun. Oh, and the other thing you might want to have is an essential oil to be used for fragrance. So my oils now are over 140 degrees, and my lye is around 140 degrees. You're going to mix the two together and stir like mad with your stick blender. So I'm mixing the lye. And of course you've got your safety equipment on. And I'm just going to put this bowl right in the sink. And that's it. Okay. You're going to mix this until it turns, until it's a thick trace. And you don't want to have your stir blender going non-stop because you don't want to burn the motor out. So put it on for a while to make sure that the oil and lye mixtures are mixing. And you're going to notice that when you run this recipe through a lye calculator, that this recipe is a 7% in the minus column. And I did that purposefully because you don't want laundry detergent that's super fatted. So with all the water that goes in it, it definitely will be neutralized. This will make about 32 ounces of laundry detergent, or I'm going to be adding 32 ounces by weight water once the cooking process is done. I'm just going to take the temperature of it. I'm going to try and keep it above 140. So I might turn this crock pot up a bit. Because it's only 131 degrees Fahrenheit. And it starts to look like it's separating and turning into like a curdled cream consistency. You know, trace isn't too far away. Again, in pulses because you don't want to burn out your motor. And it's been about 20 minutes. Sort of the consistency of baby pablum right now. Okay, now it's sort of like oatmeal. And you'll notice that the stick blender becomes less and less effective in stirring. Almost ready to stop. Been stirring it for 20 minutes, and you can see it's at like a thin mashed potato. And you want to keep the temperature above 140. So right now I have my crock pot set to high. You want to keep it between 140 and 170 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, I'm going to put the lid on it and just let it cook for 20 minutes. It has been about 20 minutes. I'm just going to give this a stir. See, it's more like mashed potatoes now. And I keep a bowl of hot water close by to put the stick blender in, just so the soap doesn't harden on it. Now I'm going to turn the temperature down on this now to low, and about every 20 minutes I'll stir it. And what I'm looking for is for the mixture to turn like the color of Vaseline. And that's when I'll know that it's cooked. And I'll also show you a test that you can do to test the soap to make sure that it's fully cooked. Now you can see the soap paste has started to turn, looks very much like Vaseline. So it's time to test to make sure it's time to dilute it. So what I'm going to do by weight is take out 1 ounce of paste and mix it with 3 ounces of hot water, and I'll show you that process. So this is 3 ounces of hot water and 1 ounce of soap paste, and you're going to mix that. And when it's all dissolved in the water, if you can still see the writing and the water is not cloudy, then the soap paste is ready to mix. And to get rid of the foaming, you can spray that with rubbing alcohol. So I've mixed the soap paste in the water, and you can read the print through it. So it's time to mix it. And what you're going to do is mix 3 parts distilled water to 1 part of paste. So I'm going to weigh the paste, and I'll weigh the water, and so it'll be 3 to 1, and I'll show you that. Good morning. So here's the soap paste that's been diluted with 3 parts of water, and it just sat overnight, no heat, and that's what this final soap looks like. And this is where, if you wanted to add any kind of fragrance, and I use an essential oil, this is where you would put your fragrance in. So I'm just using an essential oil. I really like citrus smells. You have to be careful with some essential oils because they will change the look and consistency of your finished laundry soap. Lemon tends to make things a little bit milkier and cloudier. But I'm just going to put my fragrance in, and it calls for this recipe 0.5 grams, and of course my measuring thing doesn't work to 0.5, so I'm just going to add in, and I'll sort of just do a sniff test. And that's it, the finished soap.